Hey, this is Margot here with My Favorite Quilt Store, and Sue.
Hello.
She's one of our cutters, but she is going to show you how to make this wonderful basket today. This is the basket she's going to make. It's called DIY Basket Kit. It's by Mountain Thread Company, and we have kits of all these available for you to learn how to make this kit. In this kit, you've made a couple of these, haven't you?
I have.
So you first...
I started out with a simple one.
Okay.
Just round. I think it might have had handles, but it might have had the loop finish, which is one of the options. I did, after I made the base, I did put it in my embroidery machine and put a heart in the bottom of it.
Oh, I remember seeing that one on Facebook. It looked very good.
And then I made another one in another technique that we're going to show you, where I wrapped the rope with fabric.
Yep.
So I lent some color to my basket.
Yep. So today we're just going to make a plain basket without actually having rope, but the one you're doing actually has handles.
It does.
Because that's a little more difficult than regular. So when you get your mountain kit, inside is shows you all the directions on how to make it. It shows you how to wrap fabric if you want to wrap fabric. It tells you everything you need to do. And inside here you get their cording that you need. And on this piece, there'll be, of her business card, there's going to be a needle that comes attached to this that is
It recommends that you use a jeans needle.
Yes.
Because going through the rope is a bit of a challenge, so you need to use a heavier duty needle.
Yes, and so that is provided for you in this kit. So all you have to do is add sewing thread. And Sue brought her cute little stash in store to bring all of her little accompanying things that she might need along the way of making this basket. So she is going to get started and show you how to make this basket. So Sue, here is your rope.
Okay.
And I've made a couple of these myself too, but
really
I
fun.
have not made this particular one, and I have not made one with handles on it. So it is going to be fun to see how it all comes out. So I am going to leave you to Sue here to get you started on this basket. Y'all have a great day.
As we said, in the kit, you get this coil of rope. So the first thing you want to do is uncoil the rope, because you don't want it, you need it to flow smoothly as you're building your basket. And we're going to take the end of the rope and you're going to coil it on itself and make the base. And then we're going to secure the base by making an X across this 1-inch coil that we've made. So there's the 1-inch coil. I've set my machine to zigzag. I have my zigzag foot on. I have my jeans needle installed that comes in your kit, and I have matching thread top and bottom so that it's a little more forgiving if it's your first time that you've made one of these. You won't be able to see the zigzag stitches. So I'm going to start on one side. I'm going to make a crisscross on the base. Put my needle down, put my presser foot down, and zigzag across the center of this base. And all the instructions are in your kit for your settings on your sewing machine, for the width of your zigzag, and the length of your stitch. So go to one side, stitch across, raise your presser foot, lower your presser foot, and come back across the middle. And you can't really do this too much, so I'm going to go 3 times across to make sure it's really secure. I'm going to reverse a little bit so that it ends up in the middle. I'm going to cut my thread, and then I'm going to go turn it 90 degrees, and I'm going to go across back and forth a few more times to make the X. And again, since you have matching thread, you can't really see, you don't have to be right on top of the previous stitch line. It's very forgiving. Okay, I'm going to back up a few to bury the end of that thread in the middle of my base, cut my thread, raise my presser foot, and now we can start off. So it'll tell you in the instructions that you want to place the base under your presser foot so that your coil looks like a lowercase q, and you're going to keep this centered under your needle so the zigzag goes from one coil to the other side of the coil. So the zig to the right, the zag to the left catches all your coil. Okay, so I put my needle down, and we're on the right side of my zigzag. We have the zigzag set to 4.5, and I have the length of my stitch set to 4 millimeters, and you take off. So your first stitches, make sure you're going from the center of one length of the rope to the center of the other. You can see it right here. And just very slowly, turning it with your left hand, feeding it into your presser foot. If you have a notch on your presser foot, try and center the space between the two lengths of rope right in the middle of your presser foot. And make sure that you're catching it left to right, and you're in the center of both of them. Turning it, you can see my fingers turning it on my left hand, and my right hand is guiding the rope in right next to the previous wrap of your base. Okay, now be careful when you're doing this. That you feed it in loosely. If you do it too tight, your base is going to buckle. Okay, so we finished building the base. It's about 7 inches across. So now we're going to start building up the sides. So as you build up the sides, you're going to put your left hand under the base and start pushing it up. So the process is still the same. You're still stitching around and feeding in more rope. So the plan when we make our handles is we're going to have enough rope to make 2 circles, including the handles. So I think we're going to stop here. Okay, we're going to backstitch. We're going to go forward. We're going to shorten our stitch length And these directions are also on the instructions. We're going to shorten our stitch length to 2 millimeters to add some reinforcement before we start to add the handle. Okay, reverse to knot off the ends, cut your thread. Okay, remove it from the machine. We're going to mark 2 inches. We're going to put a pin here. We're going to go 2 inches further around, and we're going to put another mark. Down the side of the basket. Now, we're going to, on the rope, we're going to measure 3.5 inches. Okay, here's 3.5 inches. We're going to take this and pin it at the 2-inch mark where we put the pin to mark 2 inches on our basket. Okay, so that's your handle. We're going to go equally distant around the basket, and we're going to mark the other handle on the opposite side of the basket. So we're going to put a pin here, directly across from this pin, and 2 inches away, we're going to put another pin. Now that's just a marking so that when we get there with this rope, we'll know to stop, take it out of the machine, measure the 3.5 inches, and put it back in your sewing machine. Your presser foot, be careful, take the pin out before you get to it so you don't hit it with your needle. And again, with our short stitch length, okay, we're going to now stitch only on the rope that is part of the basket. Don't stitch on your handle. You're going to just stitch here. Lower the width of your stitch to 3 so it stays on the previous wrap of your basket. Stitch over, and when you get here, you're coming up to your pin. Remove your pin. Okay. Change your stitch width back to 5 so that you're going to catch the handle that's coming down to join in to the previous base of your basket. If you have to, raise your presser foot, push it in there, lower your presser foot, put your needle down, lower your presser foot, and take several stitches in place to anchor the handle to your basket. Again, your stitch length is at 2. Go forward, go reverse. You need to anchor that handle right there. Go forward again. Now continue around your basket. Change your stitch length to 4.5 millimeters and proceed around your basket to the other handle, to where you're going to place the other handle on your basket. Okay, we're approaching the location for the other handle. Again, you have to anchor this. Don't stitch up to your pin. Shorten your stitch length to 2. Reverse. Go forward. reverse again. Okay, now remove your pin, stitch across the base of the basket, lower your stitch width to 2 so that it stays on the rope on your basket. Stitch over. Okay, we're going to cut the thread. We're going to measure this 3.5 inches. We're going to pin this in here. Okay. Put it back in your machine. Start a little bit before the handle joins the base of the basket. Anchor your thread. Now, as you get to your pin, change your stitch width to 5. So that it will go over and pick up the piece of rope that's coming from your handle. Okay, reverse a few times to anchor that handle to the base. Okay, I think that's anchored well. Okay, now increase your stitch length back up to 4.5, and proceed around your basket. Now you're going to approach the first handle that you installed, and you're going to take the rope and follow the handle put this second layer right up next to the first layer and just follow the handle, the shape of your handle. Tuck it in next to the other wrap of your handle. Tuck it in nice and tight, and then follow it right around. And go around. We're going to do the same thing on the second handle. I am going to end this by making a curlicue in the middle of my basket. So I am going to take this, come out here, and then going to estimate what about halfway is. I'm going to anchor this, back stitching, go forward, cut my thread, and then we'll come back and show you how to finish this. Okay, we're finishing your basket. Your directions tell you to stitch out to the middle, and then we're going to take about 6 inches of rope, and we're going to cut that right there. And I don't have a glue gun with me, and actually I don't even have scissors that will cut this. Do we have a pair of scissors? I'm going to cut that. we're going to take this and we're going to make a coil of the rope, and you're going to use a hot glue gun, and you're going to hot glue this coil right in the middle of your basket to finish off your rope. And for the purpose of today, I'm going to just pin it there so you can see what this is going to look like. But you're going to hot glue it in place. Okay, that's what your finished basket is going to look like. I mean, it's a homemade basket. How much better can it be? We should have a little napkin to put in it and display it, but okay, can I go now?